What's up? It's Hans.
And I'm Bay.
And this
And this
is Who's the
is
Asshole?
Who's the Asshole?
Okay. So close.
Oh.
We were about like a half a second off from each other, but it was perfect.
I know, I didn't remember who was going to say, and this is Who's the Asshole, because you
Yeah.
weren't going, so then I said it, and then whatever.
It's fine though. It was perfect. Whenever I listen back on this to edit it, I'm going to be like, okay, great. Okay, so I have a story today, and I'm just going to be straight. I haven't even read it. I only read the title,
Okay.
and I found it on this Reddit page, Am I the Angel? And it's like people
What?
that, yeah, so it's like basically, at least the way I understood it, it's like a platform that talks about Am I the Asshole stories. And so I found one that was like, it was like wildest Am I the Asshole stories. And this was listed
Ooh.
under there. And so I haven't read it, but I figure if it's on the wildest Am I the Asshole, it's probably going to be a good story.
Yeah, I'm
So,
excited.
yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to dive right into it. We're just going to jump. Okay. Am
I'm
I the
ready.
asshole for sending my family an angry email because they still speak to my ex husband and even have him over, especially in light of his present relationship, it says in quotes, with a girl 20 years younger than him?
Oh, okay.
So this lady obviously doesn't know how to be concise because even that one question was just like very wordy.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots in there. It says,
Uh,
okay, so basic background is I'm 42, two kids, ages 14 and 12, and signed divorce papers in April after almost 2 years of it being drug out trying to get my fair share from him. The details of why are not important, but I'm angry, embarrassed, lost, and sad any given moment of the day. A lot of
aw.
this has to do with feeling like I've been replaced by a 23-year-old surfing instructor who is everything I'm not. My husband and kids claim that she is just his friend and helping him learn his lifelong desire to surf, but Jesus Christ, give me a break. My husband has primary custody because he had better lawyers who were able to manipulate some minor missteps on my part into the court seeing them as a huge deal. So this past week, I'm curious, what are these minor missteps? But anyways,
I don't know.
hopefully we'll find out. So this past weekend, I picked up the kids and said we were going to visit my parents. They said they would rather use their season passes to SeaWorld since they spent all weekend with my parents and Aunt Stacy and Uncle Brian, my brother and sister, who I didn't even know were in town. I was like, your dad took you? They said yes, that my parents had invited him over to see everyone. I was devastated because while I don't get along with my brother and sister and my mom, they let my ex husband know they were coming and not me. I can't even let that sink in without tears forming. I sort of jested that, oh, and let me guess, Miss Surf Instructor was there too. My daughter said, well, actually, we all went to her house in Ocean Beach because she gave Stacy and Brian lessons after ours. That included
Oh
my mom and
shit.
dad. I was so devastated, I took the kids back home and just went home and cried for an hour. When I was done, I sent a furious email to my entire family how inappropriate they all had been, and then not only hanging out with my ex for an entire weekend, but his little chippy as well, ugh, is a massive slap in the face. And the fact that they don't even didn't even tell me they were in town, let alone invite me, makes me feel so alone. My mom was the only one to respond, and she basically said, yes, it was rude we didn't tell you Stacy and Brian were here, and we shouldn't have done that. But we didn't divorce Bradley, and we still see him as a son. This email, along with your behavior over the last 5 years, should really give you insight into why we might not want you at family events.
Shit.
In so many words, she called me an asshole for sending this email. Was I?
The fact that it
Okay.
was an email too. Like,
Okay. Okay. There is
there's so much.
so much. Because, like, when you're first reading it, you're thinking, okay, that sucks. Like, your family invited over your ex, and they have
Yeah.
this whole fun weekend with the kids, and like all this
Mhm.
stuff, and you already don't have primary custody, so you probably already feel like you miss your kids a lot. And so that
Mhm.
sucks. That would absolutely suck. But then the
That's
other
like
side of
one
me
thing. Yeah.
is thinking, the mother wrote back an actually very nice email. And if your mother is
Mhm.
telling you, I don't want you at family events because of your behavior, what the fuck did you do? dude.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And her mom's response was like very, mature and nice, but also kind of let her know why she's not invited, and like kind of wanted to like go back on the fact that she should know why almost.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I want to know like way more to this story and what she did. And I don't know, because yeah, that does suck. And I was thinking that at first too. I was like, okay, like poor girl, like that would literally suck so bad. But then when the mom was kind of like, I mean, he's still like my son, like you
Yeah.
married him, now he's family to us. But
And you
again,
had
it would
kids with
suck to
him,
not
right?
get,
So it's like
yeah,
you're
so it's
always
literally
going to be
like,
attached to this man, whether or not you're
yeah,
divorced or not. Yeah.
yeah, our bloodline is in his children.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay. Okay, so because I'm curious, you must have done stuff. And I see in one of these comments, it says, your story sounds biased. If no one wants to be around you, it's probably for a reason. I feel like you're leaving info out. You're the asshole for sending the email. And then it says, edit. She turns out she had an affair and can't own up to it as her own fault. Seriously, who blames someone else for having an affair and blames mind control? What? Okay, I have to see if there's. Okay, so apparently she had an affair.
Okay, so I was kind of thinking that right when she said at the very beginning, she said, I'm embarrassed about it. I don't want to go into detail because she sounds like the type of girl, if it was his fault, she'd be like, he did this and he, like
Like he
very
cheated on me.
clearly, yeah, but she didn't and she kept that out. And so I was kind of wondering if that was the case.
Oh my gosh, someone else says, okay, reading your replies below and between the lines on your post, it's pretty easy to gather you're in the wrong. On one comment, you said your marriage ended because you didn't get along, but on another, because you were mind controlled and seduced to have an affair.
What? Okay, this girl kind of plays like victim
100% plays
after
victim.
her being the reason why, things didn't work out between their marriage.
Well, yeah, because it's like now she's going to act like he's the problem because he has some girlfriend, which is not even confirmed that it's his girlfriend.
But even
Probably
if he
is.
does,
But even if he does, she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, you have the problem. You have a girlfriend." I'm like, bro, you've been divorced
yeah,
for 2 years, okay? So like, he's allowed
yeah.
to go out there and date and have other
Mhm.
people. And but if you're
Mhm.
sleeping with someone while you're still married to him, like you're the issue. You're the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
And
100%.
and you can't just pretend like you were like some victim in this, which you're right. She's acting like she's a victim in every single situation, even with her
Yeah, she
family
is.
too, right? Like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, how dare you? Because honestly, if she had a healthy mentality about her relationship, if you divorce, like for me, if something happened to my marriage after I had kids and my family still invited my ex over, I would be like, okay, I understand that. Like, I feel like I could understand that and also think that that's cool that there's still some family connection there, that like my kids aren't going
Mhm.
to have to feel so split between two sides, that there's still
Mhm.
some sort of, there's peace between the families, right? I feel like that's
Mhm.
something
Mhm.
that's,
It's just like that's the
yeah,
mature outlook on it because the fact that you separated, that was your choice, but now you have to understand that there's so many the roots go a lot deeper than your
totally.
tree, like you've kind of made these relationships which that would be the healthy way. You're right. Like it would be civil. I think it would suck a little bit
Mm,
still because like
mm-hmm.
that like your relationship didn't work out and that you guys probably shouldn't like maybe it's a case where you guys maybe don't want to be around each other, which is also okay.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the whole situation is it 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 just sounds like a lot of the negativity that she's like happening in her life. Okay, this really sucks. My divorce happened and he got full custody of the kids, and we had to divorce for 2 years because I was trying to get my fair share, and like now my
Hmm.
family doesn't even tell me when they're in town. Like all of these problems, it seems like it's very much so coming from her. Like the
Yeah,
actions and the way that she's like treating people. Like she even said she's not close with her siblings. Okay, so it's
yeah,
like,
or her mom.
yeah, but so it's like she's describing all these things as being these horrible things happening to her, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure like majority, if not all of them, are coming from you. Like you're causing
Yeah.
the pain in your life that you hate so
Mhm.
much.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Agreed.
as much as
And
that
it's
would
weird
suck to
because
hear.
like people, it's sad because like people who do play the victim card a lot, they really do not see themselves like in the wrong really
Yeah,
ever. And so the fact that she even went on here and like talked about the story still thinking that it's not in the wrong, even though she left out so many important details,
totally.
it's like she even thought that like, I'm the victim, and poor me, everyone hates me, my kids hate me, all this stuff.
Yeah,
And so I don't know, it's
yeah.
like a scary, those are kind
It's
of scary people.
crazy that,
Those are like compulsive liars. Like that's where that
hmm
comes from as well. Like it's ugh.
but they're like lying to themselves, right? Because she even,
No, I know. Yeah.
yeah, it's like you can tell she believes it, which most people
No, I
that live
know.
that life like that, yeah, it's like I genuinely believe that I can't be in the wrong or I'm not in the wrong.
Yeah. I've met people like that, and I
Hmm.
actually like know a few people like that, and it's like it's crazy because they genuinely believe their story that never happened, or like
Hmm.
their narrative that they've written for themselves, and that's what they believe versus like what actually had happened. And it's
Totally.
really it's like, isn't that a mental, like, isn't a compulsive liar like mental disorder, or is that
I
just
don't
not
know
at
if
all?
it's like technically a mental disorder, but I feel like that type of way of looking at life and living, I feel like it does get ingrained in you to the point where it's like you
Mm-hmm.
almost don't know how to do anything but that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
a self-protection mechanism, right? It's like where I'm gonna view every story in a way that makes me feel like I'm the one that's the victim, I'm the one that's getting
Hurt.
hurt,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it like helps protect them from having to face any of their own shit. But yeah, I know
Mm-hmm.
people like that too, and it sucks because it doesn't matter how logical you explain something like that to
Mm-hmm.
someone, it's like they can't see it, right? And it's
Yeah.
insane that she doctored this letter or this like post to make her in the best light that she possibly could.
Yeah.
And even with that, people read it and are seeing right through the bullshit and are like, dude, you
Uh-huh.
barely said anything about yourself, and people still see that you're in the wrong
Mm-hmm.
here. Like,
People read between the lines, kind of like that one comment said, where they're like, I mean, I see exactly how this is all played out, and I know,
yeah,
this is weird.
yeah, exactly. It's so insane. Like, okay, wait, oh my gosh, someone, okay, I want to read what some of the other
More
comments.
updates?
It says, OP, you seem a bit unhinged. I think perhaps professional help may be more suitable than Reddit. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Let's see. It says, this email, along with your behavior, it's quoting the post. Someone says, oh wait, never mind. Wait, what? Okay, sorry, I'm confused by that. But yeah, basically, it seems like I honestly feel sad for this woman, and I feel even sadder for the kids because it seems like she's gonna make these like lines in the sand and stuff. And she's probably talking shit about her ex husband and her family to her kids to the
Mm-hmm.
point
Oh,
where
for
like
sure.
they're
She's a
gonna
hundred
feel
percent doing that.
100%, right?
Like
And
this
so
type
then
of
they're stuck in
person,
the
yeah.
middle, which sucks. Like that
Mm-hmm.
just sucks for
Mm-hmm.
everyone involved. And no wonder the parents are inviting the ex husband and not the daughter.
And yeah, and you can kind of tell that that's her tone of voice with her kids, because she asked her kids, "Is did she bring the surfer girl or whatever?" Like, she's
Yeah,
already putting her in this light where it's like a gross, like, negative thing about his new girlfriend.
yeah. She said, "Oh, let me guess, Miss Surf Instructor was there too." Like,
Yeah,
just like a
exactly.
snarky little, and I bet you, I mean, that was just a part of their conversation. Like, who
Oh
else?
yeah, and
Who
she
knows what
included
else?
that, so she didn't think that that was anything, but
Yeah.
it's really like
Yeah, she thinks that's something that
that's
she can justify, so she put that in
yeah,
there.
like that's probably scraping the surface off of like
Exactly.
what actually she says and all that. So
Yeah, she's a mess, and it's like her kids are at least they're 14 and 12, so I feel like they're old enough to be able to like read that bullshit. I mean, kids that
hmm
age are going to start to be like, "Okay, I can tell that you're a mess or you're faking a lot of shit," you
or
know?
yeah, or they hang out with Surfer Girl and they really like her, and she's really
Mhm.
sweet, and she's like
Yeah.
a good person for her dad. They can see that at that age, like
Yeah.
they can see that their dad's happy, and after seeing them probably not happy for a long time,
Mhm.
or seeing them hurt, or seeing like on both sides, but
Yeah.
and then they start to see like, oh, my dad's happy, and oh, this girl's actually not bad like my mom says she is, and then they
Yeah.
like to hang out with her, and then like they're old enough to build a relationship of their own,
Totally.
you
Yeah.
know But
and to be able to see like what's reality versus what's just being said. If they're like a lot younger, you can start to be like, oh, well, my mom said she's this way, or my mom said this. But like 14 and 12, you can start to be like, okay, I see what you're saying, and then I see what I'm experiencing, and they're not matching up. And so hopefully the dad is like a solid, it seems like he is a solid person for the kids, and just like, I don't know, because that whole situation.
And when that situation kind of happens, the kids almost, I feel like they build up almost this like resentment for their mom, because they're going to be like, you're like making up all this stuff, and you're like putting negative things in our, in our heads. I don't know.
Yeah. But like you're going to see like, you're the root of a lot of these issues that are happening right now. And that just sucks, because that's something that like, she's the type of person that, as sad as this is to say, her kids like cut off contact when they're adults, and then she goes on Reddit to be like, oh my gosh, I was such a good mom, all I did was sacrifice everything for my kids, and I love them, and now they won't speak to me anymore, and it's 100%. Like, well, I mean, maybe there's more to that, dude, because that is that like same mentality of like, I'm the victim here, and I'm not going to take any responsibility for how I've acted or what I've done, right? I've been mind controlled and seduced.
And seduced into doing something really bad. No.
Yeah, like, no. Yeah, so she's obviously the asshole. I mean, even on Reddit, every single comment said she was the asshole. So, Oh, she says, edit. To the people installing their own narrative on my post, you're the asshole. Just read what I wrote in the OP for your decision, okay?
The writer said that?
Yes.
She's literally like victimizing herself again. She's like, you guys are all the assholes. I'm not still the asshole. It's like, no, you asked if you were the asshole, so let people have their opinion. No, she can't believe that she is the asshole. She has to, you all are assholes. Like,
exactly.
No, oh my gosh.
People are like finally confronting her with her shit. And she was like, well, to people that are saying this, you're the, it's like, dude, okay, you need some, I think that one comment was right. Like, I think you need to get some help, dude. Go to therapy. Hopefully you have someone that can like put a mirror to you and show you, hey, you have more power to change your life. You are not the victim here, but crazy, dude. Crazy. Okay, baby, so, do you have a life lesson for us?
Therapy is freaking beautiful. Even if you think you have nothing wrong with your life, go to therapy. Try it out once. It's beautiful. Life lesson. You don't need an issue in your life, because this girl obviously doesn't think she has any issues in her life. You don't need any issues in your life to go to therapy. If someone tells you you should go to therapy, I don't know, maybe you should. But there's like one life lesson, and
two. Love it.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's my life lesson.
Okay, that's your life lesson. I think that's a good one. I agree. Like, reach out, get help.
Do you have any life lessons?
No, I think it's a good one. I feel like that's
perfect.
A great, like, it's good. That's good.
Ending life lesson.
Go out there, don't be an asshole, and if a bunch of people are telling you you're an asshole, maybe consider that you may be in the wrong. That's just, bonus life lesson. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, hoes.
Subscribe also.
Subscribe.
A bunch of good stories coming out, and they are juicy and delicious and opinionated. So
and like and comment underneath. Tell us like what you think. Who's in the asshole? Is there like some solution here? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, and if you have a story for us that you think that you're either the asshole or that you're not the asshole, send it over to us, because we will discuss and we will figure that out for you guys.
Yes, we will. The email is in the description, so just shoot us an email. It can even be anonymous if you want it to be. So, all righty. Mwah, love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye.
All right, assholes. Follow us on Instagram for behind the scenes looks and clips from the episodes. Also subscribe and like on YouTube and Spotify. Leave us a review. We love that shit. All right.
We love that shit.
We love that shit. So again, thanks so much for listening. If you have a story that you want to share, our email is in the description. and you can shoot us your story, and maybe it'll be on the podcast, and that'll be pretty fucking dope. So, yeah, peace out. Thanks so much for listening.
What she said. Bye.